What is your American dream?
My American dream is everybody feel being a part of America, this country.
My American dream is to be happy and to be free.
My American dream is for all of our people and everybody in the world to unite and love one another.
Everyone has a right to the American dream. Welcome, everybody. It is December 1st.
December 1st.
It's end of the year. Hello, Vanessa Contreras.
Hi, Brad, and hello, squad.
But you know what? It's December 1st. Didn't 2022 go by really fast?
So fast.
Every year I get older, life goes faster, doesn't it?
I feel like that's exactly what's happening.
Right?
Yeah.
Like when I was like, I hate
We're not going to age you, not today.
age myself.
Not
But when
in
I was
my
in
presence.
but when I was in high school in the 80s, it seemed like the 80s was forever.
Yeah, and now the 2020s
Yeah.
are going by so quick. Like, when you really think about it, it's been almost 3 years since the pandemic.
Right.
And we were sitting here almost 3 years ago thinking like, hey, that's happening way over there.
In China, right?
In
I remember
China.
that conversation. And we were like, do you remember, like, you imagine a whole city closing down?
Yeah.
Right? We were having that conversation in
Yeah.
February of 2020.
2020, yeah.
Yes. Wow. Wow, wow, wow.
And here we are.
Yes, and I've and a lot's happened this year, and we went on Bradshaw Live from an everyday show Monday to Friday to then Monday to Thursday, and then these last 6 months because I was unfortunately sick, we've slowed down a lot. We're gonna do, just to give everybody a heads up, we're gonna do 3 shows this month.
Yep.
But starting in January, we're gonna be doing shows Monday and Thursday nights twice a week for the entire month of January, and then hopefully in February we build from there. And
Yeah.
we'll our friend Jonathan will be back soon.
And nonetheless, our squad has their notifications on anyway,
That
so
is
they'll
right.
be able to see when we're on Bradshaw Live.
That is right. Did you make your New Year's Eve plans yet?
Not yet, actually,
yet.
but I have to start
You
figuring
have to
that
start
out.
thinking about it.
Yeah.
Is that like a big thing for you, or you just stay home and watch TV and the ball? You like?
It's never a big thing, but I almost feel like I want to be somewhere else for New Year's
Mm-hmm.
this year. I think that might be a thing.
It's funny. It's either really a big thing for people,
Or it's just
like
not.
a big nothing.
Yeah, I agree. There's no in between.
There's no in between.
No, there's no in
Right?
between.
Right. Either people get really, really psyched for New Year's, or they're like, who cares?
Yeah, so squad,
Right.
in the comments, we want to see your holiday plans.
Yeah,
But
I wonder if people are psyched for the holidays. Obviously everybody's psyched for the Christmas holidays, I
Yeah.
would assume.
I mean, here in
Right.
the city, they just lit up the Christmas tree, so that's the first one for us.
They did at Rockefeller Center?
Rockefeller Center last night.
Oh, I thought it was next week.
No, last night.
Oh, now I got to go look. I always go every year.
Do you?
Yes, I always go every year.
So cute.
Yes. And then you see the show at Saks Fifth Avenue.
The lights. Yep,
the light
I love
show. There's
that.
an Elton John show this year, I'm told.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Or the Macy's windows. I really will
windows are
say
nice, too.
there's nothing like Christmas in New York.
Yes.
There's nothing
because
like
you feel
Christmas in
like
New
it's
York.
Christmas, right?
Yep.
It's not like Miami Christmas.
No, I've done one of those already. It's not the same. It's not the same.
And by the way, we wish our executive producer, Jilly Bean, that she gets well very soon.
Yeah.
She is the one responsible for all our news and schmoozing with Brad. So unfortunately, we don't have a schmooze today, but we're going to go straight into asking immigration questions. But before we do that, Vanessa, you have a few things you got to share with everybody.
Yep. Okay, squad. So remember to share because Brad is about to start answering callers' immigration legal questions, and we want to make sure that everybody has the opportunity to hear the valuable information he has to share.
And of course, you can call Spar and Bernstein. The telephone number scrolling at the bottom of the screen, 1-800-529-5465. Internationally, it's +1 212-227-8933. It is the number to get on our show. Since we haven't been on in a few weeks, we still have a bunch of open lines, but I presume They will be all filled up very shortly. But if you call right now, hint, hint, wink, wink,
That's the time.
you will definitely get on our show right now to ask your immigration questions. Of course, it is also the telephone number to my law office, so you can want to speak to me off the air, or you want to come to the office and visit us. You can also call that same telephone number, 1-800-529-5465. Internationally, 212-227-8933. You can check us out on the web at www.lawsb.com. You can check us out on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and YouTube. But right now,
Let's get into the meat and potatoes.
right now, we skipped the appetizer.
Right.
Skipped
We're
the
getting right to
schmooze.
the entree.
We went right to the entrees, meat and potatoes. Let's do it, Ian. You know what we forgot to do?
I was just letting you groove. I don't know how you,
what we
didn't say
forgot-
hi to people.
You know what we forgot to do?
I was just letting you do your thing, Brad, but the squad was, listen, there
By
are
the
people
way,
on here. Yeah.
Let's revert.
Yeah,
I haven't done the show in so long. I forgot.
You tossed it my
That
way.
was-
I caught it. I'm like, hey, we have friends to say hello to, but
That was so rude of me.
so rude.
That was, and I'm really not a rude person. And now I feel terrible.
Don't even. Just, let's say hello to the squad.
Latoya is Forever Peterson, squad up. Landry Wambea saying hello. Nikki Forever Bless, quad up. Yes, she's quadding up. She's doing some exercises. Sonia Willems, squad up. Evangelist Carmita for sure, squad up. Boy, this is like backwards day today, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
Gabby Taylor, squad up. Joan Erica, squad up. How are you? Arfin Tharkor saying nice. Nice. Jessica Leamy, how are you? Maureen McFarland, squad up. Lisa Bling, haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah,
squad
Lisa Bling.
up. And Elaine Brown, Daphne Hudson. Just some of these names sound familiar to you. You remember these names?
Yeah, for sure.
Right? Remember our friends, right?
Always.
And who else we got here? Mary Benin saying hello all the way from Jamaica. And on YouTube, Tejeshwar Jaiswell. I'm sorry, let me do that again. Tejeshwar Jaiswal, I guess. Saying hello, Brad. How are you? Westman, squad up. Chrissy Fusion, squad up. Simone Garraway. Rod Taylor, David Agamar, big up to you guys. Kendo Innocent, Elsia Stone, squad up. Jessica Leamy's double fisting. Nikisha Boy, and DeRoche. DeRoche has a pre-meat and potatoes question.
Okay.
It's usually a pre-schmooze question, but we already schmoozed already. A pre-meat and potatoes question. Hi, Brad. I recently got married, planning on using you as my lawyer, but my husband owes, I guess, IRS. Can he still file for me? He can file for you as long as he's on a payment plan, and as long as all of his tax returns were filed, and he's on a payment plan. And you may need a second affidavit of support, but absolutely he can file for you. All right.
Okay, now.
Now we're ready.
Yeah.
By the way, Nezreen says, so happy to see you guys again. And David Agamar.
Yeah.
David Agamar is a big fan of yours, Nesquik.
Is it? I have to check that out.
A very big fan. David says, Brad, I love that girl with you.
Wow.
I assume it would be you.
I'm the only girl here.
I would assume it's you.
I'm the only
She's
girl
a woman, first of all.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you so
How
much.
can I talk to her? I'm serious. I'll talk to her for you. What would you like to say to her, David?
I cannot.
David, you leave the comment in this comment section what you would like to say to this beautiful woman
You could
next to
just
me.
tag me.
And I will it's like what's that movie with the Serratio, the guy who's ugly and who would talk, behind the bushes for
I don't know
you know what I'm talking about?
No. This is hilarious.
Yeah. Not that I'm sure David Agamar is a very handsome man.
Right.
I don't know. All right.
Nonetheless.
I'm trying to get you a date here.
Are people
That's
calling
quick. I'm
in?
trying to get you a date.
You're a little early, Cupid. Easy, okay? You're a little early.
All right. What's the number to call in? 1-800-529-5465. Patrick Clark saying bless up. Rihanna is having a laugh. She's saying welcome back as well. Kwaku Anami saying squad up. Olivia Love, big up. Tanny Smith says, hey, Brad, welcome back. All right. While we wait for David Agamar for me to play Cupid with you.
Right.
All right. You know, we have squad games, you know.
For sure. I just need the squad to share.
Yes.
More importantly, I just need the squad to share because
All
you're
right.
about to give
Now
some good
we're
info.
ready to do meat and potatoes. Let's
get
do
into
it one more time, Ian. You're back 5 minutes. And look, people. All right. Kathy in Manhattan, how are you? Kathy.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, bro. Hi, Brad. Quick question. My daughter's dad, he did file for my daughter when she was like 13 years old.
Who filed for your daughter?
My daughter's dad. He's a U.S. citizen.
Okay, the biological father.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she got her green card, everything. She's 18 years old, right?
Uh-huh.
So he was trying to figure out what, can he, would the child automatically get citizenship under him?
If he was a citizen when she came up to the United States and she was living with him,
No, she was living with me.
she never lived with him.
No, that's why she got the green card.
Yeah, she's not a citizen. She would have to naturalize now.
So now that she's 18,
She would file a naturalization application. There's going to be a question about on the application, make certain that it doesn't indicate that she was living with the father, that she was living with you. She can naturalize over the age of 18. So she would just affirmatively make an application for naturalization. The reason why she's not a citizen is because you have to live in the physical and legal custody of the U.S. citizen parent. So she was not in the physical and legal custody, even though the father filed for her. She was in your physical and legal custody.
Okay, so would he have to go and fill out an application, or she would have to?
She does it on her own. She's an adult now, 18. So once you're 18, she can file her citizenship on her own. There's nothing to do with that.
Okay, so she would have to answer her questions and everything on her own.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
All right. Thank you.
And then when she's 21, if you need a green card, she would file for you.
Oh, okay. But then when she's 18, she would have to go through the same thing like a regular person.
A regular
right?
person, right? She would have to do the government test and read and write English and all that stuff.
Right. So she would. Well, I could take her to a lawyer because she would be 18, right? Maybe
Correct.
like to you, right?
Correct.
Oh, okay.
All right.
All righty. All right. Thanks a lot.
You're very welcome. Let's go to Radhika in Phoenix, Arizona.
Hi. I'm on a J1 visa currently, and I have received my J1 waiver as well. And if I want to switch to F1 visa, means I want to be a student, can I go to Mexico or Canada to have my F1 stamping?
Do you have a 2-year home residence requirement?
Yes, but I received my waiver.
You got a waiver. Where are you from?
I'm from India.
You could request another embassy to handle your case, but my guess is that unless there's like extraordinary circumstances why you can't go back to India, they're not going to take you right now because every country is backed up, so they don't want more work. So they can, at their discretion, accept your case, but you would have to ask for permission, and again, unless there's extraordinary circumstances, they would likely say no. If they're going to say sorry just because it's more convenient for you, Canada or Mexico, we're too busy, go back to India.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right.
And how about if I, stay in the U.S. and change my status? How long it's gonna take?
That you can do, and it should take about 90 to 120 days. But remember, when you change your status, you're now in student status, but if you want to travel, you would still have to first go back to India, pick up a visa to return.
Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you.
All right. Good luck. Let's go to Moni in Detroit.
Hi,
how are you?
I just filed for VAWA. I'm good, man. I just filed for VAWA concurrently, and I changed my address, my care address. So how do I change my address? I haven't received the notification yet, the receipt.
You have not gotten the receipt notice yet.
No, and I
you can go.
can't
You
go
can.
back.
Well,
I
you
can't
can't
go
go
back to
on.
the
You can't
care
go
address.
online because you don't have the receipt notice. Where
No.
is the where's the application being sent to?
Vermont.
No. Is it an address where you can get your mail still or no?
No, that's the thing. I don't know how to change that address because my abuser went to that address and made a rowdy, so I'm not allowed to go there anymore.
Who threw you out? I don't understand.
My husband went to that care address and it threatened those people there, so I can't go back to that
so then
place.
what I would suggest you do is go online to the U.S. Postal Service. And you can change your address with the U.S. Postal Service. So, for example, if you lived at 1 Main Street, you would go online. You can do this online at the U.S. Postal Service website. Change your address with the U.S. Postal Service. They will reroute your mail that is being mailed to this old address, including this immigration form, to a new address. It may delay you getting a receipt for a few extra days, but that to me would be the most straightforward thing to do.
Okay, so I must go to the post.
You can go online and do it. You go online. If you Google change address with U.S. Postal Service, just Google that, and the first thing that comes up should be that change of address for the U.S. Postal Service.
All right, then.
All right, so that way when immigration mails you to the old address, the post office won't transfer it to the new address.
Oh, perfect.
Okay,
All
and
right,
then
thank
once
so
you
much.
get your receipt, then you change your address with immigration.
So I can't talk to the Vermont Service Center to change it from them.
You can try to call them and see if they're able to do it.
All right. Then.
Okay, but I would certainly do it with the post service for sure.
All right. Thank you so much.
Okay, good luck.
Bye-bye.
All right, let's go to Michael in White Plains.
Hi.
Michael, how are you?
Yes, I'm fine.
What's going on?
Yes, my wife's I-130 just got approved. And my question is, by the time I applied for the petition, our daughter was 1 month old. And the child we adopted, his documents were not yet out. So I want to know, since it's approved now, can I just add them to the application?
Okay, your wife filed for you.
No, I filed for my wife.
You filed for your wife. Where is your wife right now?
She's back home in Africa.
Are you a resident or a citizen?
Resident.
Okay. And you have one child that was born after the I-130 was filed, and you
Yes.
have an adopted child.
Yes.
When was this child adopted?
Oh, the documents came out like 1 year after the petition.
Okay. How long is this, to this moment, how long has this child been adopted?
Oh, he has been with me for more than 2 years.
Adopted more than 2 years now.
Yes.
Okay. Is the I-130 visa petition approved?
Yes.
Okay. So now, yes, you can add the adopted child and the biological child that was born after the visa petition was approved, and you do it by contacting the National Visa Center and saying, I have these 2 after-acquired children that qualify to be included on my wife's case, and you include them with their birth certificates, and in the case of the child who was adopted, the adoption certificate with proof that the adoption happened more than 2 years ago.
Okay. Thank you.
All right?
Yep. Thank you.
You're welcome. Let's go to Paris in New York.
Hey,
Paris
how you
in New
doing,
York.
bro?
How are you?
I'm okay. Quick
All right.
question about my wife.
Yes.
So my wife was convicted. She's a green card holder. She was convicted of a misdemeanor, called unlawful imprisonment, and about 10 years ago. Does she have a shot at citizenship?
When did she get her green card?
2002.
So,
please.
And she's
up for a renewal right now.
And she was convicted in 2000 what? 12?
In 2010.
2010. So green card
Yes.
2002, misdemeanor in New York, unlawful imprisonment 2010, otherwise clean record.
Yes.
All right.
And college background.
Okay. And I assume she didn't go to jail for that misdemeanor.
No.
Okay. So that misdemeanor, that one offense, is a crime of moral turpitude. The law says if you're convicted of a crime of moral turpitude, 5 years after receipt of your green card. That does not make you deportable. So she can renew her green card. And since she has 5 years good moral character, this happened more than 5 years ago, she could also become a citizen.
Okay.
All right?
Right, you're awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay. Let's go to Masha in the Bronx. Masha. Masha or Masha?
Yes, hi, Brad.
How are you? Masha, what's up?
I'm good, thank you. Brad, I filed for my mom in July 21, 2021. And since then, I haven't received anything.
Who filed for you in 2021?
I filed for my mom. I petitioned for my mom.
Okay.
On July 21.
Where's your mom?
She's in Africa.
She's in Africa. So you filed an I-130 visa petition July 2021. We're now in December 2022. That's 18, 19 months ago.
Yes.
Did you get an RFE for additional evidence?
No.
Nothing.
They just sent me they just said the petition is active. They are review, actively review. I don't know, something like that.
All right. Well, your mother is considered an immediate relative, which means she's immediately eligible for a green card. You filing in July of 2021, it's now December 2022, 18 months later, is not very immediate. You can do one of three things. You can wait. Eventually, they'll make a decision on the case. Two, you can try to contact immigration, or there's an ombudsman at immigration who sometimes can assist you as well. The ombudsman is a person who works at immigration who is the go-between between you and the immigration service. That's different than that's different than customer service. Customer service is zero service with immigration. They're worthless. You can contact the ombudsman, or you can threaten a lawsuit. Those are your options.
So can I have your help with that, because I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, hold on one second. All right, we're talking about a mandamus, but she should have a consultation then. Let's go to Nathan in Newark.
Hello, how are you?
How are you, Nathan?
Great. So two things. First thing, I became a citizen 2 weeks ago.
Great, congratulations.
And today I filed for my passport. My question is, I have a nephew. He's going to be 6 in a few weeks, and he's in Ghana, and I want to adopt him and file for him. Would he become a citizen the moment I file, or what will the process be like?
Unfortunately, you can't adopt your nephew at 16 because the adoption has to happen before 16.
So, no, he's 6 years old.
6 years old. My apologies. Okay. All right.
Yes.
So now where's the mother and father?
They're both in Ghana.
Okay. They live with your nephew?
Yes.
Okay. So your nephew is not an orphan. If your nephew is not an orphan, I don't know if Ghana is part of the Hague Convention. Off the top of my head, let me Google that 1 second. Is Ghana? Do you know if Ghana is part of the Hague Convention for adoptions?
No, it's not a signatory to the.
It's not.
Hague
Okay,
Convention.
fine. Thank you. Okay.
Yeah.
So assuming it's not, let me go back to where I was. Assuming it's not, then the only way you can bring an adopted child from a non-Hague Convention country is either if the child is orphaned, meaning no mother, no father, which is not the case because the kid lives with the parents, or two, you can prove you physically lived with that child for 2 years, you've had legal custody of that child for 2 years, and that adoption happened before 16. So really the only way you would be able to adopt that child from Ghana is to live in Ghana with that child in the same home for 2 years. Other than that, it won't go through.
What if the parents don't live with him anymore?
If the parents don't live with him anymore and they live with somebody else, you would then have to have the Ghanaian government, the local government in Ghana, wherever that child is, strip the parents of their parental rights because they have neglected that child. They basically abandoned the child. So if the child is abandoned by the parents and the parents are stripped of their parental rights, that's different than the parents consenting to a divorce. And the parents are stripped of their parental rights and the kid lives somewhere else. Now that kid is an orphan and is being raised by some non-parent, and the courts have stripped the parents of their parental rights, now you can file an orphan petition for an orphan with no parents in Ghana.
And since he's 6 years old, would he be a direct citizen, or have to be a
If he entered the United States, you would be bringing him into the United States, and the orphan petition brings him to the United States for you to do the adoption in the United States of America. So once the parents are stripped of their parental rights, now you file the orphan petition with Immigration Service. And by the way, there's something else you have to do, which is called the pre-adoption, which in order to get the orphan petition approved, you have to show that there's a judge in the United States of America who would sign an adoption order if this child was in America. It's called the pre-adoption. Put that aside, you file the orphan petition with immigration. The child comes over to the United States with a green card. You have to do the adoption in the United States of America because you're still not that child's parent. Once that adoption is completed in America, now you're the child's parent. That child has a green card. You're a U.S. citizen. That child lives with you. That child becomes an automatic U.S. citizen.
Okay.
All right, but it's a process. So hold on.
Okay.
Let's go to Junior in Virginia Beach, Virginia.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm good. I have 3 questions for you. Question, is it my partner, is it okay to have a joint account before getting married?
Sure, why not?
Okay, another question. After the marriage, how soon can you file the paperwork?
Next day.
And another question, with the biometrics, do IRS, what they do for the biometrics, they do background check or only they do IRS and all of that stuff?
They do your background check. They do security checks on you.
So it's okay. So being that you're not a citizen of the country, they only do background checks if you do crime and all of that.
What are you concerned about? Tell me what you're concerned about in your background.
No, I'm just asking if they do IRS or they just do a bunch of everything.
What do you mean by IRS? They check your taxes? Are you asking?
Yeah, like stuff like that. Like if they take the taxes from your home country or
No,
stuff
they're
like
not
that.
checking your taxes in your home country. They're checking criminal background checks.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Let's go to Tosin in Toledo, Ohio.
Hi, Brett.
Hi, how are you?
Hello.
How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, good evening. Yeah, I'm actually calling quick question. My brother came in as a permanent resident, but he never knew he had kids. You know, he had like a relationship when he was younger, which produced 2 kids.
I'm having trouble hearing you. Your brother, say that again?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, are you talking on a Bluetooth or something?
Can you hear me now, Brett?
Yeah, much better. All right, go ahead.
Oh, sorry about.
Yeah.
Okay, I said my brother came in as a permanent resident.
Uh-huh.
His mom filed for him. Yeah, my mom filed for him.
I understand.
But when he came in, he had a relationship back in Africa, so which produced 2 kids. But he didn't accept the kids. But with the pressure, with time, the lady was pressuring him, so he went home and he did a DNA. He got to know the kids were his.
Okay.
So he wants to bring them in now.
That's fine, but as long as he can show that A, he didn't accept the kids when he first came, so it wasn't like he was lying. Then he comes back to Africa, finds out, takes a DNA, finds out these are his kids. He has to be able to show he has a relationship with these children, that he visits with them and financially supports them. The answer is yes.
Okay, like what document? Like pictures, like
pictures together, and financial proof that he financially supports them.
Oh, okay. Now, so another question. So he got married in the U.S. So he said his wife wants to put in her papers now, and there's a place that shows there's a place that states you should name all the kids you have, whether deceased, missing.
Yes, name those kids. It's actually easier if the wife files for the kids, because then you don't have to show that you have a relationship, that the father has a relationship with them.
No. My brother already filed the case already.
Okay.
But now his wife wants to apply for her naturalization.
Oh, it's not her. It's not the wife's kids. It's not his wife's kids. Somebody else's kids.
Yeah, but there's a place that shows that she should name step, deceased, and her own biological
Okay,
kid.
fine. Then name those stepkids. Absolutely.
Okay, because there was a place she was telling me that it shows that she should submit like a document for the kids or something. So she doesn't know if she should get a birth certificate and put in or something.
Name, you should be honest and name. If the question is, what are the names of stepchildren, you should say it.
Yeah. Okay, she should name the kids, right?
You don't have to get their birth certificates. Just ask for the names.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because she was telling me there's a column there that told her to, put their birth certificate or so.
Okay, you don't
she
have them.
wasn't
She doesn't have them at the moment. Just file without it.
Oh, she shouldn't, right?
She can if she has them. If she doesn't have them, file without it. You don't. In other words, don't make a big production about it. Nothing. You don't have the birth certificates, then file without it. You have them, then file with it.
Okay. So
and if she has such a huge
there.
concern, I'm not sure which question she's referring to. Have a consultation with me, and I'll tell her exactly what to do.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Brad.
All right. Innocent in Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Hi, Uncle Brad. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Okay. Yeah, Uncle Brad, I have two questions. Uncle Brad, I came to the United States through Mexico 2019, and I applied for asylum, and I was placed on parole.
Right.
So last week, Wednesday, I went to the immigration court for my individual hearing.
Uh-huh.
So I was at the immigration court for the individual hearing with my lawyer.
Uh-huh.
So we judged the case, and the case lasts for 4 hours.
Uh-huh.
So the ICE attorney told the immigration judge that no, let the immigration judge deny my application because I was supposed to. She believed that I was supposed to stay in my country, Cameroon. So, when my lawyer told the immigration judge that his client is qualified for asylum. So they asked me all the questions, and I answered everything. And
Okay. So what happened? Give me the final result. What happened?
Yeah. So the immigration judge she asked me some question, and I answered the question. So the immigration judge said, okay, just going to go over the document.
What happened? What happened? You're giving me a blow by blow description. Just tell me what happened. What did the judge grant you, or you lose or win?
She didn't make any decision. She said she's going to go over the evidence.
Okay, fine. So what is your question?
So is it a good sign or a bad sign?
It could be either side. It could be the judge has to make a decision, and the judge will go over the evidence. The judge wasn't ready to make a decision one way or the other. So it sounds like you have a very close case. I wouldn't say it's good or bad. When judges withhold decisions, that means they're not sure which way to go. They want to think about it. That means you're right there on the border fence.
Okay. And I also have another question. Yeah, I don't know if my wife can file for me, a petition for me, because my wife, she's a green card holder, so I don't know if my wife can also file for me.
How long has your wife been a resident?
3 years.
Okay. Well, if you were paroled into the United States and you have been, I guess, in parole status this entire time, your wife could conceivably have filed an adjustment application for you before you did this individual hearing. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to, you would have to file an I-130 visa petition. You would have to get that I-130 visa petition approved and then file an adjustment application. You can conceivably file an adjustment application now with immigration before you're ordered removed. That could work as well. Actually, I take it back. You can file direct. If you were paroled into the U.S., you don't have to worry about your removal hearing. You can just file an adjustment through your wife.
Okay, so my wife can file the I-130 petition for
and
me.
the I-45 together, with immigration, with a waiver.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Okay. Sophia in Yonkers.
Good night, Brad.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good.
What's happening?
I'm a lawful permanent resident, and I filed a I-130 for my husband and 2 children under 21.
Okay.
It got approved, but USCIS asked me to file the I-824 form. I did, and I'm waiting on it to approve. So
where's your family?
In Jamaica.
Okay, so when you did the I-130, you must have checked off a box that said they're in the United States somehow, because your case never got transferred to the National Visa Center. So they asked you to do an I-824 to transfer the case, I assume, right?
Okay.
So that you just added an extra step, unfortunately, because somebody filled out the papers wrong. So when you fill out the I-130, at the end of the form of the I-130, there's a question: are you in the United States and going to adjust your status, or are you out of another country and you're going to process it at a U.S. embassy in another country, and what is that country? And somehow, somewhere, that got mixed up. Immigration approved the case, but kept the case in the United States without sending it to the National Visa Center so they can process for their green cards in another country. So that's why they asked you to do the I-824, which is to transfer the file from USCIS to the National Visa Center, which should have automatically happened if the forms were done right. Unfortunately, they weren't. So it could be another 6-9 months of delay, unfortunately.
Okay.
Nothing you can do about it. Sorry.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Baby oil in Patterson. Baby oil.
Automatically happens if the forms were done right.
Baby oil.
So it could be another 6-9 months.
Baby oil. Baby oil's listening to the. Yes.
Okay.
Baby oil.
Baby oil.
Baby oil's is working with a lot of baby oil there. We'll come back to baby oil. Let's go to Nesreen in Caldwell, New Jersey. Nesreen, how are you?
Hi, Brad. I'm good. Thank you. How are you?
Good. What's up?
I want to ask you. So my husband is petitioning for me for adjustment of status, and he's working only 2 days a week. He doesn't have enough income, so we get a joint sponsor. Is that going to be enough?
What's the joint sponsor?
The joint sponsor, he's a friend of ours.
How much money does the joint sponsor make?
I think 200,000 a year. Like he's in IT.
I think $200,000 a year is enough. I think that's more than enough to show that that he could support you above the poverty level. You're good.
Okay, I'll ask you another question, please.
Yes.
So the other question is, does my husband need to get a letter from his boss now?
Yep.
Because to show that he's working.
Your husband should file an I-864 with his tax returns and a job letter.
Yeah.
And then you should file a second I-864 with your IT friend with his tax return and a job letter.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay. Let's go to Afan in Tyler, Texas. Afan. Afan, how are you? Hello?
Hello.
Hello, Afan.
Yes, sir. I have a question. I'm from India, and I am on F1 status right now.
Right.
And I had also filed for a perm. I found a employer who filed a perm for me, and had also filed an asylum last year. Now, through my asylum, I got work permit and Social Security now, just day before yesterday. And I want to now withdraw myself from the college. But my attorney says if I do that, then I'll be out of F1 status. And when the perm date comes in is when it will be denied. Or also you'll be put in for renewal process the moment USCIS knows that you are out of status from F1. So
well,
what should I do?
Have you filed an adjustment application?
No. Adjustment application meaning for the I-140?
The I-140 and adjustment, has it been filed?
No, that has not been filed. I've not come to that stage yet.
Okay, once you get to the stage that you file the I-485 and the I-140, that's when you can withdraw from school. Until then, your lawyer's correct.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So I just wait till my.
Wait till once the I-45 is filed and received, you don't have to stay in school anymore.
But can we? Hello, sir. How you doing?
Hi.
Sir, but can we file I-140 and 485 at the same time?
Where is a fund from? Not from Texas. Where originally?
India. It's
Okay, so India has a huge wait list.
So we cannot.
When was the perm? When was the perm filed?
Last year.
Yeah,
but still,
there's huge wait list for India. What's his job?
Financial analyst.
Financial analysis.
Is he in the EB2 category?
Yes.
Okay. So if you go to Visa Bulletin, and can't seem to get on the internet here. Why is
because I-140 itself takes probably 6 months to a year to get approved.
But there is a Visa Bulletin, and the Visa Bulletin, which I can't seem to get on right now. Oh well, there's a Visa Bulletin, and India's about 10 years behind, so you can't. You have to look for the Visa Bulletin, and unfortunately,
so you cannot file 485 at the same time as I-140. Is that correct?
That is not from India. You can't.
Yeah.
So do I have to be in the student visa status for 10 years?
For as long until the day you file your adjustment, your priority date is correct. You can try to do an H-1B. If you qualified for an EB-2, qualify for an H-1B.
Yeah.
And start working for your employer.
Yeah, next year I'm going to try that whenever the EB...
No, the H-1B comes out April 3rd. April 1st, so you got to start processing it now. If you get on an H-1B, then you don't have to stay in school anymore. You change to an H-1B, a work visa. You go work for the employer while you're waiting on your green card.
Perfect.
Okay.
But the work permit through asylum and Social Security is no good. Like that is not a status for me to just be here.
You told me you're on a student visa.
I am on the student visa, but I also had applied for an asylum. And
when did you apply for? When did you apply for asylum?
Asylum was also last year.
Okay. You will eventually, I would not risk not going to school and just waiting on while you're in asylum status, you're in legal status. But if you're no longer in school, eventually you're going to get an asylum interview. And, listen, people from India win their asylum cases, but very few. There's not a lot of people from India who win asylum cases. So you're I don't know your case, but I would say just odds are you're unlikely to win. And then you're in removal. So I would not be doing that, and certainly have a consultation with me.
Okay.
Right? But now, with that said, assuming they never schedule you for an asylum interview, you could stay in legal status for 10 years, never get scheduled for an asylum interview, and adjust your status once your priority date is reached. But you're taking a risk that they don't schedule you.
Yes. So I adjust my status through PERM, right? Whenever that comes through.
Whenever that comes through, assuming you never get your asylum interview.
I understand.
But you're taking a risk.
But let's say if I get the asylum interview very recently, while my PERM case is still pending, and I'm on the student visa, then I'm still good, right?
Then you're still good.
Okay. All right. Makes sense.
Right. Okay.
Makes sense. Thank you.
Okay. All right. We're going to try baby oil one more time. Baby oil in Patterson, New Jersey. How are you? Baby oil. Come on, baby oil.
Gotta be smoother than that.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. All right, baby oil is not picking up the phone. Oh my God. Baby oil is not paying attention. All right, so Katrina, can you take 3 more calls because we went pretty fast today. So if hopefully Katrina's listening, we'll take 3 more calls in a minute or 2. So if you're listening now, we'll take 3 more calls.
So,
I got rid of baby oil because baby oil wasn't listening.
Yeah.
She was.
I wonder if they remember even.
What?
Like, is that their government name?
That is. I'm sure her mother did not name her baby oil.
Or him, we don't know.
I want you to know something.
It's like gender neutral.
Of every question that was asked of me tonight, I am more certain than anything that her mother did not name her baby oil. You said it's olive oil. All right. We are going to take 3 more calls. If someone could let Katrina in the call center know that. And if you want to call right now. We have a couple of lines still open. We'll take 3 more calls for the show. In the meantime, while we're waiting on the 3 calls to come in, you don't forget, you can follow me on Instagram at, where do you follow me on Instagram? Real Brad Bernstein. Wow. We're really,
Brad.
I've got a Real Brad Bernstein on Instagram. You could drop me a question. If it's a simple question, I'll answer it. If it's like a whole encyclopedia question, I usually tell you, just call the office and make a consultation. You could also follow us at Bradshaw Live. You can't handle 2 hours of our show, but you can handle 30 seconds of the best of at Bradshaw Live. Follow us on Instagram at Bradshaw Live. You can also follow us on our fastest growing social media platform, TikTok, which is almost 200,000 followers now.
I mean, you're giving really great information on there.
Yeah, and 1.5 million likes.
We're killing the TikTok
the TikTok thing.
We really are.
I don't even dance.
No, you don't need to dance.
Right.
All that valuable
Right.
information
You've seen me dance. Nobody wants to see me
okay.
dance.
Just answer the questions.
Just
Brad.
answer the questions, right?
Answer the questions, Brad.
All right. And where can we find you? By the way, where could anyone who falls in love with you, where would they be able to find you?
They can find me on Instagram at Vanessa.Contreras TV.
All right. So we said we're gonna take 3 more calls.
Yep, let's do it.
All right. Evie in San Antonio, Texas. Evie.
Hi, Brad.
Hi, how are you?
Okay, so I had a hearing this week, and I got scheduled for another hearing next year.
Hearing for what?
For asylum.
Okay.
For
so you're in
asylum.
removal,
So,
then, it sounds like.
Yes. But for the time being, I already filed for the I-130. So
who's sponsoring you? Your husband?
Yes.
And where are you from?
Nairobi, Kenya.
And how did you come to the United States?
B2.
Okay.
B1, B2.
All right. So when did you get married? Did you get married before or after you got put in removal?
After.
All right. Did you make a bona fide marriage exemption? You submitted proof up front that it's a real marriage. You filed the I-130. You're doing the right thing, and you'll get.
I did not. So what is the bona fide marriage?
You have to prove if you get married after you put in removal. When you file the I-130, you have to.
Yes, I did.
You have to put a request in. It's a 1-sentence letter. I am requesting an exemption of based on for an approval of the I-130 based on the fact that I'm in a bona fide marriage, because the law says if you're in removal, the law presumes you got married just to get a green card, so that case is automatically denied unless you request an exemption and can prove up front this is real. And that's what you do. And everyone does it. And you make that letter and you submit all your documentation up front that you live together, have a financial relationship, that it's real. And then you get the I-130 approved. And then you can go to the judge and ask the judge to adjust your status or terminate your proceedings. Evie just hung up, but she's doing the right thing. Or terminate your proceedings and adjust your status in the United States. But Evie, that is what you are doing is correct. Correct.
I know she's still listening, though.
She is listening somewhere. Irina in Salt Lake City, Utah.
Hello, Brad. How are you? Good, thank you. I'll be short. There's 3 kids of us. We're all citizen. Our mom is in the United States for 91 days today, and we would like to adjust her status to reunite family.
Okay.
And we don't know which state to do it and what forms to fill up. I have idea, but I'm not sure.
What state is your mother in right now?
She's in Utah with me. We also have Florida and Illinois as a choice.
So if she's with you in Utah, then do the most simple thing in the world. You do it in Utah.
Oh, okay.
All right. And you'll file an adjustment application. It'll be the I-45, an I-130, an I-864, and an I-866, and then you'll affidavit of support, I-765 for the work permit, and the I-131 for the travel document.
So I-130, I-485, I-765, and I-864.
Yeah, you don't...
All at the same time.
All at the same time, and you pay $1,760 to the government.
Right.
And sometimes, people like to, oh, what's the best place to file? What's going to be the easiest? And
right.
But your mother's got, I assume you're a U.S. citizen, you're over 21. I assume your mother has no situation with a criminal background. I assume you can support her above the poverty level. So it's a straightforward case no matter what state. So you make it as straightforward as possible, which is you do it where your mother is.
All right. That sounds good to me. And the only question I would have, she travels to see every kid a few months in a row.
Fine.
So I just want to know if she's in a different state, but we file in Utah, then she would have to come here for the fingerprints and interview, right?
Correct.
Okay.
All right.
Do you know how long it might take?
The fingerprints should about 2 months. And the interview is about a year.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Okay.
You're amazing.
Thank
have
you.
a good day.
Yeah, you too. All right. It's funny. The call center lit up like a Christmas tree.
When you said 3 more?
3 more. And then, I don't know, did everyone hang up? Or did Katrina go get frustrated in the call center and hang up on everybody? I don't know. There was like 9 people, and then all of a sudden...
They're gone?
They're gone. I don't know if Katrina's like, the hell with you all! Call it all at one time.
Over it.
Over it. And press the button, you're all out. She's a nice woman. She wouldn't do that, though.
Well, hopefully you put your questions in the comment box, and we'll see them on social media. Check it.
All right. So I don't know what happened to all the calls. All right. By the way, in this edition of TikTok Time, I will answer questions about filing for a parent, filing for a sibling, getting a visa, and deportation. Let's watch. If you entered the country without inspection, you can't adjust your status in the United States, except under very limited circumstances if you're 245I or parole in place if someone in the military or former military is a close family member. But generally, you can't adjust your status entering without inspection, even if you filed for asylum. But I'll tell you what you can do. What you can do is if you filed for asylum and have not received your interview yet, you can apply for advanced parole based on the asylum application, travel to a third country, not the country where you're claiming asylum from, but to a third country, re-enter the United States after a short trip abroad, be inspected now because you're inspected on the advanced parole, and now you're eligible to adjust your status based on marriage to a U.S. citizen. Good luck. The best way to prove that you don't intend to live in the United States is you have a green card and you're giving it back. So you could always give your green card back and get a visitor's visa. They'll be happy to take your green card back and give you a tourist visa. Good luck. It is misrepresentation to come on a tourist visa and do anything within the first 90 days that indicates that you intend to stay and adjust your status. That includes getting married, which you're entitled to do, and leave, which you're entitled to do, and then returning and then filing an adjustment within 30 days. You have to wait at least 90 days from your entry on a tourist visa to do anything that would indicate you intend to adjust. Capiche? If you have an Italian passport, your friend can go online and apply for an ESTA using that Italian passport. And it usually comes within 24 to 48 hours of applying online. Buy your plane ticket and let him come for 90 days, or her. All right, so Katrina is listening somewhere in our call center. We're past calls now.
Okay.
We're into something we like to call social media check-in.
Yes,
Let's do it.
we are on social media check-in.
Yes, let's do it.
Okay, so first and foremost, you should be a part of our Brad Squad VIP group on Facebook, because if you are, you can go ahead and submit your question there at any point of the day, and it'll be the first 5 questions that we answer here on Social Media Check-In. So first one comes from Lawrence Dibb, a Brad Squad VIP member. As a green card holder, what documents are needed to file for my kids who are in the United States?
Well, you file an I-130 visa petition. You need their birth certificates, and you need proof if you were married to their father, and you need a copy of your green card, and if they're in the United States, a copy of their passports as well. Now, if they're over 21, they'll have to go home and do a provisional waiver and come back. If they're under 21 and you never become a citizen, they may also have to as well.
Okay, Anisha Hippolyte, another Brad Squad VIP member. Can one request a waiver after filing jointly the I-751 form since the spouse are no longer together?
Absolutely.
The conditions were applied to be removed 17 months ago, but they have not gone for an interview yet. There is no divorce decree, but they intend to get the divorce as soon as possible.
Okay, start the divorce. You can't request a waiver till the divorce is started. So start your divorce tomorrow. Don't wait any longer because you may get an interview, and then if you don't have a divorce, then you're going to be denied. So start your divorce immediately. As soon as you start your divorce, request the waiver. Your husband will come off the case. I assume this was a woman, right?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Your husband will come off the case. You go on the interview alone, and all you have to do is prove that it was a real marriage back then, but it's not a real marriage today.
Okay, Paulette Stern, another Brad Squad VIP member. How long does it take for a waiver after you were denied your green card?
I don't know where they were denied their green card, but waivers take a while these days, sometimes even a year.
Eligino Dasa, another Brad Squad VIP member. My VAWA is 28 and a half months old. Shall I approach my congressman to place an inquiry? Will it benefit or speed up my case, or should I do a mandamus?
A mandamus.
Okay.
Congressmen don't help.
Teje Schwar Jaswal on YouTube. I have my VAWA approved and 485. I got an RFE in April and responded to it with a medical and birth certificate. No response yet. How much time will it take? It's almost 6 months now.
Say it again.
I have my VAWA approved and 485.
It's pending.
Yeah, they didn't mention the status of that, but I got my RFE in April and responded to it with a medical and birth certificate.
You should have it any day. Any day.
Junior Chris on YouTube. I was married in 2019 on my visitor visa to my American wife. I got married in America. I stayed 3 weeks and returned back to Jamaica for work. I did my medical already, but nothing more from the embassy. Should I be concerned?
You did your medical, so you went to the doctor. They had you go to the doctor, and they didn't schedule you for an interview. They should have scheduled you for an interview. If they schedule you for a doctor, the interview comes days later. So if you did a medical in Jamaica and you didn't get an interview, yeah, you need to contact the embassy.
Betty Lee Gordon on YouTube. I am in LPR. I petitioned for my unmarried daughter in November of 2021. Case was at Potomac, then the NVC where... Potomac. Then to NVC where it was approved in August. About how long is the wait?
Is a child over 21?
Didn't give the age of the child, just unmarried daughter.
I assume then over 21. Assuming over 21, you're about 4 more years.
David Agamar on YouTube. I want to seek asylum in the U.S.
That's the person who loves you.
Hi,
by the way, he loves you and has an immigration question.
Hi, okay. David. Glad you're here with a purpose. It's what we're here for. I want to seek asylum in the U.S., but I'm outside the U.S. I don't have enough money to get my visa or a flight into the U.S. What's the other way I can seek asylum?
You have to come to a border and request asylum. You can't request asylum by yelling from across the Atlantic Ocean or Pacific Ocean. So in order to apply for asylum, you need to be in the United States or at the border requesting asylum. Now, if you're in another country, there's something called being a refugee, which means that you were born in one country, you're a citizen of one country, you're in a third country, in some other country. You can't go back to your country of citizenship and you can't continue to live in this third country. You're now a refugee, and then you apply as a refugee at a U.S. embassy in that third country.
Chibuk Nafafor on YouTube. I haven't seen my spouse physically. We got married online. Can I get a visitor's visa to see him and then get married? Can I get a visitor's visa for a 5-month visit? Can her husband sponsor her?
No, you will not get a visitor's visa to go meet a man you met online. They will say, tell that man, if he loves you, to get on a plane and come see you.
People can get married online.
Yeah, I don't know if it's legal or not. You can't get married if you never physically met each other. I mean, I can't imagine it's a legal marriage. Certainly avoidable marriage.
Pedaniti Sandeep on YouTube. I got a medical RFE for my I-485 marriage-based application, and my I-130 is approved. Does it mean my interview is waived?
No.
Nadine M. Frazier on Facebook. I would like to file for my husband in Jamaica as a green card holder. How do I go about doing it?
File an I-130 visa petition.
Hector Angeles on YouTube. My VAWA case is pending. I got a combo card but didn't get the approval letter for the advanced parole. Can I still travel abroad with my combo card, or do I need an approval letter?
If it's a combo card, it would say I-551 for travel approved or something like that on the bottom, then yes.
Maureen McFlaren on Facebook. I submitted my mother's application for adjustment of status. USCIS returned the documents to me because fee was incorrect. They said I should resubmit the application. Can I use the same one they returned with the correct fee?
Yes, you can.
Nicole Rogers Hales on Facebook. My husband is a U.S. citizen who filed for my friend's husband, there we go. My friend's husband is a U.S. citizen who filed for her in August of 2020 and got her EAD card. She has not heard anything from USCIS. She's waiting on them to send the medical letter but hasn't heard anything. She's wondering if there's a problem because her I-130 hasn't been approved.
This is an adjustment?
It seems like
repeat the question.
My friend's husband is a U.S. citizen who filed for her in August of 2020 and got her EAD card. She has not heard anything from
Okay, fine. So you filed an adjustment in 2020. It's been 2 years, no interview. That's when you should be thinking about a mandamus.
Kellish Chong on Facebook. Since September 8th, I did an interview for my N400 through marriage, but they have me in line waiting for my oath ceremony, but haven't got a swear-in date yet. How long will it take for me to get a date?
Usually 90 days from the interview or less.
Daphne Hudson on Facebook. My daughter is in Jamaica. My son filed for me in 2020, so I am a resident now. I filed for my daughter about a month ago. When can I apply for my citizenship? My daughter is over 18.
How long has he had a green card?
Son filed for them in 2020, so 2 years.
So 2025. 5 years from the time you got your green card.
Walid Sukori on Facebook. I am a U.S. citizen. I applied for my wife. She has USCIS and NVC approval, but when she was evacuated to the U.S., she came as a refuge. How can I adjust her status as a refugee? How can I adjust her status? Which forms should I fill out?
Well, she was paroled into the United States as a refugee, so you'd fill out an I-485 adjustment application.
James Ford Forney on YouTube. I'm 33 years old. Should I do my derivative. Citizenship for an adult in the Philippines? Asking for your advice from a U.S. citizen father.
There's no derivative for an adult. There's a derivative of children under 21. There's some children over 21 who get to be included under the Child Status Protection Act, but for general purposes, derivatives are for children, not for adults.
Shayna L. Crowell on Facebook. My husband is from Mexico. I am from America. We are doing an I-601A. Do you know how long it will take? He has been in the process since 2019 and waiting. Also, will he have to do American history questions or just what's on the application?
Wait. The I-601A is a provisional waiver. What does it have to do with American history questions?
I guess for their citizen exam?
No. If you're doing an I-601A waiver, that's a provisional waiver to go home and come back. It's nothing to do with U.S. citizenship questions.
That's the info given. Then there's not too much support after that.
Unless
he's been in process
they're
since 2019.
they're asking for a waiver of the citizenship test?
It just says we are doing I-601A.
Okay, there's nothing, I-601A has nothing to do with history test. An I-601A has to do with hardship to you, the U.S. citizen spouse. because your husband can't adjust your status here. You're asking for a waiver, which is forgiveness, to go home and come back. Nothing to do with U.S. history. The only time U.S. history ever comes into play is filing for your naturalization, and sometimes you can request a waiver of taking that U.S. history test in a naturalization application if you are 65 and been a resident for 20 years, for 15 years, or over 55 and been a resident for 20 years, or you have some sort of mental deficiency.
Yeah, it seems like just for the application, because that's what they said after that history question, or what's just on the application.
All right, 2 more.
Mark John on YouTube. I got an email from immigration that my work authorization and green card application fee was waived. What should I expect at this point?
Expect them to process your VAWA application just like anybody else whose fees they took. But actually, nobody ever pays for a VAWA application. Well, everybody's fees are waived on a VAWA application.
And last one from Ajag Esther on YouTube. I am separated from my husband, who is a U.S. citizen, but he has refused to pay child support or file for our 3-year-old. I am in Nigeria while he is in the U.S. What should I do? I need help.
Well, where's your child?
Sounds like in Nigeria with her.
Okay, so then you have to go to the Nigerian courts. The U.S. courts have nothing to do with child support, only if the child's in the United States. So child support is based on where the child is, not where you, the mother, is or where the father is. It's where the child is. So there's nothing to do in the United States. Do it in Nigeria. Who knows what the laws are in Nigeria for child support?
Okay, and let's get into a segment where the Harlem Bazaar is a flea market and an art exhibit that runs from June through October at the 125th Street in Upper Manhattan. The event showcases merchants, creators, and visionaries. Jonathan was there on opening day and spoke with some of the vendors about their products and what being a small business owner means to them. Now the market may be over for this year, but the businesses are still selling their products. And as the holiday season is upon us, we hope they give you a few gifts ideas, so let's check it out.
What's up, Brad Squad? It's your boy Jonathan Elias out here in the streets of Harlem. I am at the opening day for the Harlem Bazaar. Now, this is an outdoor market that was started during the pandemic for small businesses to sell their products and also interact with their community. Now, over 75% of these stands you see here are female, people of color, immigrant, or LGBTQ-owned small businesses, all from the local area. Now, it's a flea market, it's an art gallery, it's a party. Now, let's go and check it out. All right, y'all, so we had to stop by over here because it smelled way too good. How y'all beautiful ladies doing?
We're good, thank you.
All right, so tell me about Annie and Ebony. That's what it's called?
I'm Ebony.
Okay.
And I'm Arnie.
Arnie.
Yes.
Arnie and Ebony. Tell me how the business started.
Okay, well, we started out of my house about 15 years ago, selling our soul food, selling our food to the neighborhood, and eventually we chose to quit our jobs.
Ooh.
And we bought a food truck.
Yes.
Nice.
We weren't allowed to bring the food truck on the grounds today because they don't allow it, but normally we're in our food truck.
Nice, nice.
Yes.
So now why is it so important to be doing this in Harlem?
Because we are from Harlem, born and raised, born in Harlem Hospital.
Oh.
So, and we live down the street. So we're really in our neighborhood.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
this is
And our food is for the culture.
Yes.
You know, we have the best soul food in Harlem.
Yeah.
We love to make the customers happy. We love the fact that they come back over and over again for the food, and it just gives us joy.
So I want to ask you two, what does it mean to be a black business owner?
Oh, wow. It means everything. It's just something that makes you feel proud. It makes us feel accomplished. Like she said, we quit our jobs. We were working with special needs adults for 14 years, and we decided to quit our jobs to do this because it just feels right.
And for me, I'm creating this legacy for my children.
There you go.
And so I'm teaching them the ropes, and I'll pass it down onto them. And God willing, we'll have more than one food truck, and they'll be running one, maybe be a burger truck,
There you go.
or something like that. But
I
yeah,
already
that's
see
what
it.
it means.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you so
Appreciate it.
much.
All right.
Yes.
We had to stop by here because one, you're beautiful, but also your setup is just gorgeous, you know?
Thank you.
Yeah.
You know,
I set up because it's like an extension of me.
Yeah.
I love colors, I'm vibrant,
Yeah.
and I'm fun. So that's how I wanted my table to represent me.
Yeah. And first of all, why Harlem Zone? Are you from Harlem?
I'm actually from Harlem. I was born and raised in Harlem. I'm a Harlem girl.
Yeah.
Harlem night to the heart.
Yes, I love it. So now tell me about your business.
My business right now is something that I do on the side because actually I work for NYPD.
Uh-oh.
So yeah,
Come on.
NYPD in the house.
Yes.
I decided that I wanted to come out with a bath and body product because a lot of people was asking me, do you have any body butters and stuff? So I was like, no. I said, you know what? I think I'm going to come out with a body butter line. I came out with a body butter line, and from there I just, went into candles, body sprays, and so forth. But
And you make all this?
I make all this. Yeah.
How'd you even learn to make the stuff?
It costs a lot of money.
Oh, okay.
A lot of money
See?
involved, but I did my research. Of course, I had to, pay for classes and so forth. But from the, the knowledge that I learned, I just expanded on that.
I love it. I love it. So I'm gonna tell y'all, it smells amazing here. I can, especially when the wind hitting. So now I want you to tell them, why is it important to be a Black business owner?
Well, it's very important. I feel that we as a people, instead of always being consumers, we should be able to own our own, where not only will it benefit our family and our children see that we could be owners of a business, but it also benefit the community in whole. And it does make you feel better about yourself when you see others that look like you are able to own and achieve things that in the past we wasn't able to.
Absolutely. All right, well, thank you. Good luck with everything. It smells good, y'all, so y'all better check her out.
So on Facebook and Instagram, check me out.
Awesome. Thank you, love. All right, how are you doing?
I am good. Good, thank you.
Okay, so we had to stop by because we saw your beautiful, beautiful dolls. Now tell me about KD Dolls.
Yes, Katie is my name. Actually, I'm initially from Japan, but I moved in Harlem more than 20 years ago. And I used to work for the Harlem YMCA after school program.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
So I love your tagline. It says, brown, beige, we are all unique. Now tell me about that tagline.
So as I say, I used to work for Harlem YMCA after school program. So I always be with little kids. And there is a moment I noticed that little girls, with especially darker skin one, they tend to get the lighter skin doll, even blonde hair dolls. That gave me some kind of notion.
That's what started you with these type of dolls doing the YMCA?
Yes. Yeah.
Wow. So tell me about how that made you feel when you saw the darker girls get the lighter skin dolls.
To me, literally every single kid was beautiful.
Yeah.
Really cute.
Yeah.
I was really into the program.
Yeah.
But it gave me some kind of complicated feelings about that, right?
Yeah.
But at that moment, it was a long time ago. There's not much rag dolls, black brown rag dolls in the mass market. That's why I started to make.
Wow. So now tell me, why is it important to have these type of dolls in a Black neighborhood like Harlem, to represent for these kids that are walking around that you see?
Yes, because of course I want to buy everybody my doll.
Of course.
Even though they don't buy it, but people, not only kids actually, grown up adults, older lady too. Oh, this looks like me. This one, oh, this looks like me. The feelings I want people have.
Yes. Oh, I love that. That's so awesome. That's awesome. All right, so where can they find your dolls and all of that online?
KD Dolls, Etsy.com.
Okay, you better represent. All right, KD Dolls, thank you so much. There you have it, Brad Squad. This was a fun day. I'm about to go back and eat some more food. You guys just checked out the first day, the opening day of Harlem Bazaar. Now, back to the studio. Peace.
All right, and by the way, what a great reminder to support minority-owned businesses with people of color, immigrant businesses.
Yeah, and shopping small during the holidays.
Yeah.
I think it's a great time, the same way that we support big businesses, support people that are actually going for it.
That's right. Why not? Not always have to go to the big box stores, right?
No, you don't.
All right, you ready for a speed round?
Are you ready for speed round?
Are you ready for speed round?
Oh my gosh, no pressure.
Is anyone ready for speed round? Let's do it. Now, we haven't done this in a long time. There's no practice. That'll be fun. I blindfold myself during speed round.
So you can't. Well, we're not
But
gonna crash.
I can't see anyway. You
We're
know?
not gonna
But
crash.
Like, why are you blindfolding yourself? It would just be silly. You know, I can't see the questions anyway.
Yeah, you can't see them anyway. Okay, let's do this. 10 questions in 50 seconds, and we're starting in 3, 2. Can I apply for my mother and 4 brothers at one time?
Yes.
Class A misdemeanors effect for green card if I file adjustments of status?
Yes, of course, it's a crime of moral turpitude.
How much is filing for an adjustment of status?
$1,225 for the adjustment plus filing fees for an I-130.
Do speeding tickets for reckless driving affect one's citizenship?
Absolutely.
As a green card holder, can I adopt my 11-year-old niece from Ghana?
Only as an orphan. We went through that already.
My son filed an I-130 for me in October of 2021. Still waiting for approval. Should I be concerned?
Yes.
Do you think there will be a movement in visa bulletin in the next months?
Probably.
What is some evidence I'll need for RFE for I-130?
I don't know what they're asking you
Is
for.
the Jamaican U.S. Embassy doing interviews for spouses?
Yes.
Will Case A misdemeanors affect an adjustment of status?
Ouch.
Come on!
Ouch.
Come on!
Ouch.
We were so close.
Ouch.
I wasn't even letting you finish answering the question. That's how quick I was going.
Ouch. You know, the only one happy is Jenny from the cubicle. It doesn't matter. Every time she has the card, she's smiling every time.
The last one was just,
What was the question?
will a Class A misdemeanor affect an adjustment of status?
Of course it will. Of course it will. Every misdemeanor affects your adjustment. I wanted to say for the adjustment, it's $12.25 is the actual fee for the I-45. But a lot of times people are thinking about an adjustment based on marriage. There's a $535 filing fee for the I-130. So if it's on a marriage case, it's $1,760.
Well, let's just hear some nice things
comments
that
of the
people have
day.
to say.
All right, what comments of the day do we have?
Our first comment of the day comes from Ahmad Kamara saying, Bradshaw Live, you inspire me every day.
Oh, thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Okay, our next one from a Brad Squad VIP member, Elizabeth Francis saying, Happy New Month, family, please stay focused. I feel that.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Holiday Haze. U.S. Kiki saying, thank you for answering my questions. You are the greatest.
Oh, wow. Really appreciate that.
Yeah.
I'm glad somebody thinks I'm the greatest. At least there's one person out there who thinks I'm the greatest.
Hey, there was a lot of Uncle Brads on the phone today. Like, it was just like back-to-back Uncle Brad.
Uncle Brad.
Last comment of the day.
Yeah.
From Nesreen saying, you guys are the best. Brad is so humble. God bless him and bless you all, guys.
Oh, thank you very much. That's really nice
do
of
the
you.
best
Appreciate
on
it.
here.
All right, guys. It's now, sadly, the time to say goodbye.
Yeah.
And also, it's nice to say have a good evening to everybody.
Yeah.
I also have to tell everybody, see you all next Tuesday, December 6th. So in 4 days from now.
Yep.
You will not be here.
I will not.
The handsome Jonathan Elias will be here.
We are swapping hosts, so you guys have
Yes.
to catch us if you can. Your notifications should be on anyway.
All right, so you're going to join me and Jonathan on Tuesday, December 6th, 6 p.m. We'll see you then. Have a great weekend, everybody. Thanks for watching. You can file an adjustment. So, Sam, as part of the production, we have to say this disclaimer at the end of the show. Do you mind reading it for me?
Okay, but you know, Brad, I have to do everything around here.
Forget it. I'll do it. The proceeding was information only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spar and Bernstein law firm located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easy to remember, 1-800-LAW-LINK. That's 1-800 1-800-LAWLINK. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And of course, link up with the law offices of Spar and Bernstein, located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-529-5465. And visit us now at our Connecticut office, 221 Main Street, Suite 501, Hartford, Connecticut. Visit us in Connecticut or in New York at 225 Broadway. That's 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-LAW-LINK, 1-800-529-5465.
Stop it! Stop it! Stop it!
What are you doing?